Alex is here buying some gifts for her baby.
Oh, really? What's the name of that cutie?
Lucian.
Lucian.
Yeah.
You named your baby Lucian.
I did, yes.
That's my lizard's name. What a small world. He passed away recently. He was run over by an ice cream truck. Sad story.
TBTL.
I was just fixing to get me some grub. Beans. I love beans. Big, fat, hot, juicy beans. Now, don't get me going on beans, or I'll be jabbering away till the sun comes up.
Could you crawl back out of my mind?
Please understand that nothing personal is intended here against anybody. I don't hate these artists. I'm not trying to say that God hates them. And I'm certainly not trying to get you to hate them.
I'm proud to be brainwashed. I've got a clean brain. You could eat off it.
I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who said, "You have reached the end of your free trial membership at BenjaminFranklinQuotes.com.
What a wise man.
What's on the agenda, my frienda?
All right, hello, good morning, and welcome everyone to a Thursday edition of TBTL, the show that just might be too beautiful to live.
This thing is not normal. It is weird.
My name is Luke Burbank. I'm your host.
First things first, I love my job.
Coming to you from the Madrona Hill studio, perched high above the mighty Columbia.
Bring it back home, baby. Bring it back home.
Yes, back here at the studio after a very, very quick jaunt over to Massachusetts, and now I'm back home. It's a beautiful Thursday. It's going to be like 80 degrees. It's blue skies.
Oh, Ma, Pa, it's just beautiful.
Somehow agreed to run in a 5K today down in Portland, which I guess I'm kind of looking forward to, but also I'm wondering if it was a good decision based on some physicality that's going on for me right now, which maybe we'll talk about here on episode 4722 in a collector series.
Let the fun begin.
We've got an update on the TBTL Junior Sluggers.
Kids and fantasy.
Also known as the Jalapenos.
Jalapeno!
They've been continuing their winning ways, which is kind of fun to see. We got an update from Coach Ben. Also, it's a Thursday, also known around here as a Blurs Day. So
it's my birthday today.
Do the Blurs Day messages. And we'll say hello to this guy, longest-running Cobra of the show, maybe best known for his depictions of the tall ships.
He's got like every meme ever produced on the internet. He can knock us out with his memes.
He's Andrew Walsh, and he's joining me right now. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning, Luke. Wow. That trip really changed you. The listeners can't see you, but you're wearing a Boston Red Sox hat right now. I see like a smudge of like, it looks like beans are like kind of right on the corner of
just
your lip
all around
there.
Actually, the outside of my lips is just smeared with Boston baked beans.
It's just like Steve Buscemi in whatever Adam Sandler movie that is, where he puts
Happy
he applies
Gilmore,
Happy Gilmore,
Madison. No, Happy Madison's the production company, I think. Happy Gilmore.
You're wearing
or Billy Madison. I think that's Billy Madison.
Billy Madison. Yeah, your Celtic shirt. I thought it was a Supersonic shirt, but it's not.
No, it's Celtics. I'm wearing some Boston Bruins sweats, and then I have my Patriots slides on.
And you begged me to start the show with a live version of a Pearl Jam song for some reason. I don't know how that ties in. Wow, I gotta say, pretty good, man. That was fast.
It's actually a Dropkick Murphys cover of a Pearl Jam song. How's that for you?
Now, people are like, wait, why are you mentioning a Seattle band as a Boston reference? But it was a Bill Simmons. It was based on a Bill Simmons conversation we had a couple of weeks ago. He is deep into Boston sports stuff, but also starts his podcast with a Pearl Jam song. Anyway, I just wanted to explain myself so that people weren't confused. Like, you live in Seattle. You should know that Eddie Vedder's a Padres fan. Wait, what?
Do we have one more Vedder Cup this season, by the way?
Yeah, they're like, no.
I mean,
they consider it. No,
it's got to be once.
No, what they do is because I think the first series.
How is it that we have two series against a National League team?
No, because it's just. Don't make me explain things to you that I hate. But what they actually do is they take. Nobody is awarded the flaming guitar of victory, which is like didn't Cale Raleigh win a guitar or something last year from the Vedder Cup? It's like the final outcome of all of the matchups between the two teams throughout the season.
I mean, not to go baseball talk on it, but it's just
I'm so
I mean, there was a
tired.
time when I was growing up, okay, you did not have teams from the American League playing teams from the National League during the regular season. It just literally didn't happen.
Never once, not one. I thought they would sprinkle one or two about, but maybe that's just when I started watching.
Yeah, not that I remember. I'm talking from like maybe the 80s. I don't know when interleague play started, but I remember it being a big thing. Like, hey, they're going to do interleague play. Isn't this going to be fun? And okay, that is fine, and it's kind of it was more entertaining when there was no designated hitter. By the way, that was what I looked forward to. Was like, can Randy Johnson hit the off-speed stuff? Like when did they? When suddenly a team like the Mariners that doesn't have their pitchers ever hit, they'd have to get up there in the first couple of innings and at least make a futile swing at the ball.
We were just talking about this because Felix hit a grand slam.
Yes,
right? Felix has like one of the best batting averages. He was hitting 300 one season or something like that, or maybe career season. He's hitting 300 because he so rarely had an at bat, and he got a grand slam,
a grand salami time. But all that is to say, the idea that it also doesn't help that San Diego's really good this year.
Yeah.
The idea that we're not just playing them 3 times, which is like, okay, that's fine. We're playing them 6 times just so we can have the Vedder Cup have a little more juice. Like, it's just, I mean, again, this is just such a Major League Baseball scheduling is maybe the least interesting place we could start this Thursday episode of the show. But that being said, is it normal for an American League team to play a National League team 6 times in the same season? Does that happen?
2 series does seem unusual. Now, you know that there was a rule change I'm going to say about 3 seasons ago. Everybody was really focused on like the extra base runner, the pitch clock, the extra base runner, I mean, in extra innings, the pitch clock, all those changes. But there was a change that went along with those, somewhere in those years, that also opened up the schedule a lot. And again, this is about 2 or 3 seasons ago. So like instead of the Mariners playing the Rangers like a million times, like I can picture, I wake up sometimes in the middle of the night with Roughnead Odor. Is that how you say his name?
I'll never know. And honestly, Andrew,
Roadned,
I never want to.
But it's just like, remember, we would just see
this guy's name was Rough Ned Odor, and he also loves to fight people. Have you seen the videos of Rough Ned Odor punching players on the field?
No,
he was a brawler too.
He looks like a brawler. He has that big beard, but it's like the fact that I even know
name,
who
I guess
he
you're
is.
going to fight people.
Yeah, I mean, he's a roughneck. But anyway,
Odor.
There were so many like weird players from teams that I shouldn't know, except that the Mariners would just play their divisional rivals so many times in the season. But a few years ago, they opened it up, and now they're playing a lot more interleague play, which at first I was like, I don't know if I like this. I kind of liked this idea of seeing our rivals all the time. It's a change that I really have appreciated. Like, I love going to I saw the Mariners play the Pirates last season or something. You know what I mean? Like, you could get to see different teams that you usually wouldn't. I think it was a good change.
I do too. I'm looking at the AI overview of this. It's way more than I would have thought. As of in 2026, each team will play 48 interleague games.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yes.
So I think of it as like 2 times a year you might play a National League team, but no, it's actually a lot. And there is featuring 16 series of 3 games each against opposite league opponents, including 4 games against a designated geographic rival.
There it
so
is.
That's what we're getting with the Padres, although I feel like maybe they're stretching it to 6 games, right? Because it's 2 series.
I think so. I was trying to figure out how many times they
Because if we played them 3 times, right, and then we're going to play them. We're not having a 1-game series.
Oh, yeah, we're playing them coming up. We're playing them in like a week, right? What's today, the 7th?
Yeah.
A week from tomorrow, man. It's the Padres series, and it's a 3-game series. And then I believe, Luke, then we will crown somebody with an electric guitar, Eddie Vedder's favorite instrument.
Exactly. He's well known and beloved.
They should have just made
He's up there with Steve Vai and Yngwie Malmsteen when it comes to just guys who just absolutely shred. Actually, you know what? Speaking of baseball, why don't we knock this out here, because we're apparently in the baseball section of the show. We've got a little update on how the Junior Sluggers have been doing. This courtesy of Coach Ben. Of course, Junior Sluggers are a Little League baseball team in the Parkside Little League of Portland. Coach Ben says On Thursday, your TBTL Junior Sluggers took the field for a rematch against the Parkside Scorpions, a team we narrowly beat in our season opener. That first game was a true nail-biter, with the lead seesawing all the way to the end. This time, not so much. The jalapenos came out hot, as is tradition. Plating, by the way, I feel like plating, that feels like a relatively new term to me for describing scoring runs, and I love it. Like, I feel like I didn't grow up with
I don't think
that.
I've ever heard it except for in these updates, or maybe right this very moment.
I feel like I'm hearing it more from announcers occasionally, like they plated 5 runs. I like it. I think it's kind of cool. Plating 5 runs in the first inning. Well, I'll always take runs however we can get them. There wasn't a ton of hitting on display early, mostly because the Scorpions pitcher was having a tough time finding the strike zone, issuing 7 walks. We added another 5 runs in the second inning, this time in a much more satisfying fashion. Nico, Atlas, Nemo, and Crosby all recorded hits, supplemented by a few more walks and a couple of hit by pitches. It was, frankly, a rough day for Scorpions pitching. On the flip side, the Jalapenos pitching was dealing.
Nice.
Yeah, love to hear it. It's like Brian Wu getting back to his old self, Andrew. It's a relief to see this happening for the Jalapenos. Amos got the start and kept the quietly dangerous Scorpions lineup off balance, striking out 3 and allowing just 1 run over 2 innings. The defense backed him up in a big way. Atlas made a heads-up play at home to tag out a runner, and Armani and Zaya teamed up for flyouts. A flyout caught off base double play. I know this sounds like I'm being a little patronizing, and I don't mean to be, but I just love that the Jalapenos are catching the ball out of the air. Does that make sense? That's a big... There's an age of baseball where if a ball is hit in the air, it's unlikely that someone will be catching it before it touches the ground. You're just not quite there with spatial reasoning and glove technique. So when I hear about double plays where someone's catching a ball out of the air and then going to the base where the runner is, lollygagging or whatever, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I do not trust that I would be able to do that. That's for darn sure.
So you don't want to go with I thought this would be a fun bit next year. I moved back to Seattle for the summer, and we start a softball team together.
I think it's
called the Senior Sluggers.
I do like the idea of the
update each week about how the Senior Sluggers and Junior Sluggers did.
I only play. When you're referring to softball versus baseball? Don't they call it don't they call baseball? It's not hardball, is it? I only play hardball, Luke.
Yeah, no, hardball. That is. No, that is.
Am I right?
Mean, that is.
Would you say?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's accurate. Like when you say hardball, I know the size of baseball you're talking about, and I know how hard it is. I also know what it feels like if it hits you when a coach is pitching during an all-star tryouts and it hits you in the middle of the back, and then you cry. It's very embarrassing.
And I know what it's like to have Chris Matthews yell at me.
Yes, precisely. Let's see. That gave us a chance. Over the next few innings, teams traded runs, but the Jalapenos built a comfortable 14-5 lead, which gave us a chance to get Ollie, an eager but still developing pitcher, some time on the mound. Ollie battled through some struggles, showing great resilience while allowing 4 runs and picking up a strikeout. Scorpions threatened briefly, but the comeback never quite materialized. Final result 14-9. Jalapenos.
High-scoring games.
Bringing us to 4-3 on the season. Now, if you're scoring at home, Andrew, and I know you are, that's 2 more wins. This is me, not Coach Ben. That is 2 more wins than we had all last season.
It's all coming together. It's all
pretty
coming
cool.
together. That's pretty
Hustle
good.
pins went to Amos, Atlas, and Nemo. This season, now this is back to Coach Ben, this season has taken me places I've never been before. I've never had a winning record this late in the season. And by late, I mean anything after the first week. I've never coached a team with a 3-game winning streak. Hell, I've never even won 3 games in an entire season. This run of success has pushed me deep into superstition, the superstition that so often comes with sports, I'll admit. I've started attributing some of our success to a new pair of knee-high green stirrup socks I recently added to my coaching uniform. Please tell me, Coach Ben, that you're wearing these with shorts. That is the ultimate coach flex that I remember from my days. Not my coaches, but some coaches would. Like, the stirrup socks under the baseball pants, it kind of makes sense. It was a look in the 80s and 90s. But every once in a while, you'd get the coach that had on. They used to make these shorts. They probably still do. they're made out of the baseball pants material, if you can picture that. So, the baseball pants are like some kind of a performance fabric. They're a little rough to the touch, and it's probably so that you can get them dirty and then they can be washed and they'll get clean easier. Like, they're not comfortable. Like, you wouldn't make normal pants out of this material and just wear them for fun. Like, they're made sort of specifically for playing baseball. But they started making shorts out of the same material. And these shorts were definitely like, they were sort of, how would you describe them? They were high and tight. These were not baggy shorts. These don't look like what we think of as basketball shorts. They were always worn by a certain kind of dad/coach. They were always far too tight and far too high up on his legs. And then every once in a blue moon, you'd get that same dad/coach with the stirrup socks on, just for fun, even though there were no pants covering the stirrup socks.
See, this is what's interesting to me. I've never seen the top of a stirrup sock. I just assume they go all the way up. I thought they go all the way up to heaven. Wait, how high? Because a stirrup sock you have a regular sock on, and then you put the stirrup sock on. And it's like those stretch pantses of the 80s, right? Like you have the stirrup that goes underneath.
Stirrups. That's legit stirrups. But what they started making at some point were socks with the stirrup printed on it.
Oh, it's just a design element?
It's just a design to save you. Like, I didn't grow up using real stirrups in baseball. I grew up wearing a sock that had a stirrup printed on it. Like, which is, for people that don't know, it's just like a straight line that's going down the sock over your like ankle and down kind of, and that was just, I think my first season of baseball, maybe Greenwood Boys and Girls Club, we had legit stirrups. So you put on your sock and then you pull this little thing over it, which is the stirrup, the decorative stirrup. At some point, it started just being printed on the sock.
I'm looking at these now, which means I'm actually on the like Google Shopping tab instead of Images tab.
Are you getting some?
I am seeing some. I'm seeing actual real stirrups. But now
maybe they're back.
I'm
maybe
seeing
that's what people
some
are wearing
though,
again.
like with the printing, like you're talking about the kayfabe. I call them kayfabes. But I know now that I'm going to get like. There's something about these types of socks that really I find a bit upsetting. I don't know. I got some weird things with feet, I think, and so I know that I'm going to be getting a lot of targeted ads. I'm going to be scrolling through the Seattle Times. I'm going to have a whole bunch of these like cheap ads for stirrup socks, I think.
I just also think it would be a very interesting, and I could see myself, not anymore, Andrew, because I'm past such childish things, but I could have seen myself for a period of my life and in my adult life going, my new thing is I'm wearing stirrup socks all the time. Like just under my, just with like jeans and some tennies. But just like if you were to clock my socks, you'd notice that just happened to be athletic socks that have stirrups printed on them. And that was just going to be my little kind of like, my little flex. That would have been a thing that I would have done at some point.
But
not
now.
Not anymore. No. I'm leaving that to Coach Ben because here's what he says. He says, since the streak began, I've insisted on wearing them for good luck, though I did accede to my wife's suggestion that they be washed between games. Alas, baseball is a fickle mistress. And superstitions.
Yeah. Coach, we wash the things that need to be washed.
Well, no, listen. One of the most honored traditions of baseball superstition is completely and totally ignoring hygiene when we think it is causing us to have good luck. Not washing the uniform is it's a time-tested tradition on how to get a winning streak going.
But
and
at
also
what cost, though? Are wins
how to
that
really
important?
Create a certain marital alienation.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. That is just the idea of putting on dirty socks. I could put on a pair of socks, wear them for under 2 minutes, take them off.
They're never going back on.
They're never going back on without a toss in the washing machine. There's something about it. They're immediately sullied.
I am somewhere in between Coach Ben and you in this, which is sometimes, I will, like, this is weird. So sometimes what will happen is I'll decide to take a nap in the middle of the day, and I don't like to take a nap with my socks on because my feet get very uncomfortable. So I'll take the socks off, but I'll realize I only put these socks on like 3 hours ago, and all I've done while wearing these socks is podcast. So, like, I went on my run, I took a shower, I got dressed, I came out here to talk to you, we did the show, maybe I worked a little bit more on various things, and then it's nap time. Now, the socks have not been subjected to any rigorous activity.
But you got podcaster foot.
Listen, I've been taking medication for that, and it's been somewhat effective.
If you have leaking podcaster foot, man, you cannot rewear those.
All right. Coach Ben says, let's see. I learned this. He's talking about baseball being a fickle mistress, by the way. I learned this in the most heartbreaking way on Saturday when the Jalapenos faced a rematch against the Vipers, the first-place team in the league. We took the field with high hopes. Our bats were hot, and our ace pitcher, Crosby, had the start. For the first 3 innings, things were going according to plan. Crosby threw an absolute gem, striking out 9. What is he, Emerson Palmer? I'm kind of scrolling down in the email. I guess they put Munoz in at the end. He couldn't hold the lead.
No.
Bummer.
Was that Crosby?
Wasted a great start by Crosby.
Crosby had the 9 strikeouts.
9 strikeouts.
I gotta tell
wild.
Paul, can we get Crosby on our fantasy team?
Yes, seriously. He's the Paul Skeens of striking out 9 while allowing just 3 hits and 1 run. Unfortunately, those base runners all came around to score, due in part to a rule change that took effect May 1st, allowing for much more aggressive base running. That's interesting. I wonder, I'm just speculating here, but I wonder if maybe you're allowed to start your steal earlier now than you were before, because there's a level of youth baseball where you cannot leave the base as the base runner until the ball has crossed home plate.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting.
And then eventually you get to where it's just like Major League Baseball, where you can run at any time under the risk of getting thrown out by the catcher.
Okay.
I wonder why. That seems like real chaos ball, though. Like, I wonder why there was a move to loosen the base running rules. Those kind of exist for a reason.
But I mean, they're getting older, right? They're aging.
I guess, but it sounds like this was new to this season.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
He said as of May 1st. It sounds like they took a vote in the league and said,
that's a good point.
Let's just have more chaos on the base paths. But
yeah, okay.
You know, whatever builds interest in the game. They're just trying to stay competitive.
You got to get the next
NFL.
generation of viewers. Yeah, exactly.
Precisely. Here we go. Let's see. The threat was offset by offensive performances from the Jalapenos. Nico, Amos, Crosby, and Atlas continued their hot-hitting streaks. Fox, T-Bone, and Nemo. God, we got some names on this team. And Nemo kept drawing walks, each with an almost 6th sense of the strike zone. And Victor, new to baseball. Remember, Victor was a wild card, I believe. If I'm remembering right, Coach Ben said Victor was one of those kind of a mystery box players who maybe, I don't know if Victor didn't actually come to the tryout or was for some reason under-evaluated in a way that meant Victor could also be a breakout star.
He was signed off the couch.
Yeah, precisely. Love that. So let's see here. Victor is starting to find success at the plate. Through 3 innings, the Jalapenos had plated 6 runs and held a comfortable 3-run lead. Then the 4th inning happened. Armani was initially scheduled as my closer, but was scratched at the last minute due to illness. Instead, Nico was called upon to carry the team to victory. A big responsibility for any player, especially without time to mentally prepare.
Yeah.
Nico's generally a reliable strike thrower, but struggled to find the zone, issuing some walks. I wasn't helped by a sun-baked defense, which allowed a couple of very playable pop-ups to fall for hits. The result, base runners, chaos, and the ensuing pandemonium of stolen bases and runs. Kudos to Atlas, who stepped up big time as catcher, snagging everything thrown his way and keeping runners honest at third. At one point, in a pickle, he made a valiant, if unsuccessful, leaping dive for the tag. He also had a bang-bang force play at the plate. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to stop the generation of Vipers. Yes, a group of Vipers is a generation. They rallied in the bottom of the 4th, and they won on a walk-off. Final score, Jalapenos 6, Vipers 8. Hustle pins went to Crosby for his pitching, Fox for stealing home on a breathtaking run, and Nemo for his ever-present positive attitude. The loss deflated my ego just a bit, but that's baseball. Even the greatest players fail more often than they succeed. I'm confident the Jalapenos will bounce back, and more victories lie on the horizon. We continue our journey this Wednesday, that would be yesterday, with a rematch against the Parkside Canned Corn. I'll be there in clean stirrup socks.
Nice.
Stay spicy. Coach Ben out.
Love it.
We absolutely love that update from Coach Ben. Hey, you know what? I'll take 4-4. Listen, would that the Mariners were 500, Andrew.
Well, this leads me to, and you know what? I was going to say I'm not going to apologize for it. No, I will apologize for it for the people who don't like it, but we're going to do it anyway.
I'm not going to apologize for apologizing.
Do you know that
Andrew,
that's one of the things they used to play when Stu Gatz was on the Levitard show, which is so weird that he's just not anymore. You know, he's got his own show now, right? On like some Fox Sports
yeah, we
network.
talked about it a little bit, and I just don't think it'd be like if they broke us up, Andrew. I just think the secret sauce is something about our interactions and simmering hostility that makes the show good.
Will you please
take us apart?
shut up? I'm trying to tell the story.
Separate. I don't like either one as much without the other.
No, I know. And also, the weird thing is they like us claim to be kind of transparent and like kind of doing it all on the air, except they've never. Stu Gatz has, kind of he's acknowledged it a little bit on his show, but like we never found out why did they end a 20-year partnership? Because I think I bet you it's kind of nasty.
Legal.
I bet you there's legal stuff and contractual stuff, like with sponsorships for Stu's segments and stuff. But it's so weird. The Levitard show, where Dan Levitard always prides himself on being transparent with his listeners, has not acknowledged, as far as I know. I stopped listening a while back, but I still follow the scuttlebutt. Has not explained why this partnership just kind of fizzled away. It would just be like if you and if I just started being on the show less and less, and then eventually I'm just not on the show anymore, and you never explain why Andrew has gone off the show. All of that is to say, I was thinking about him because there was a drop they would play of him all the time. He would say, "I'm sorry, I'm not apologizing for that," which is just like the most Stu Gatz thing you can possibly say. So I am apologizing for this if you don't like baseball talk, but I find this very interesting, and I want to talk to my buddy Luke about something here because I have a little trivia question for you, and it's based on baseball winning records. As you just mentioned, the Jalapenos / TBTL Junior Sluggers are now at 500 with 4 wins.
That was supposed to be the jalapeno drop. I need to really work on my
jalapeno.
I really need to work on my titling of these drops.
So they're 4-4, so they're at 500. Neither a winning nor a losing a record, which reminds me of this year's American League. Been having this conversation with some friends. As of right now, the only team in the American League with a winning record is the New York Yankees, the Brox Bombers, as I like to call them. But that's amazing. And so the Guardians, they beat the Royals yesterday. I was catching the end of that game. So the Guardians are leading the AL Central with a 500 record of 19-19. The Athletics are leading our division with a record of 18-18, which led me, Luke, to ask the internet yesterday a question. Has a Major League Baseball team ever won their division with a losing record, Luke? What do you think the answer to that is?
Yes, I think probably in the expanded playoff era. I would say I don't think it could have, statistically, I don't know if it could have happened when we only had basically divisional winners. There was no wild card, but I'm guessing in the wild card era, it's possible.
It's possible, but it has not happened. According to the internet, that it would have happened in 1994, but then the strike happened, so there was no postseason. That would have been the only thing. Or the other team that is closest is the 2005, and Luke, I don't want to trigger you here, but I'm going to say it. The 2005 San Diego Padres. I know you hate them. I know with the Vetter Cup thing, and I got you all riled up again. I'm so sorry about that. In 2005, they had an 82-80 record. Oh, an 82-80-1 record, it looks like here. This is where AI is saying they had a below 500 record. That is not below 500. That is a winning record, but it's close. 82-80-1.
I want to play you this thing that my friend Spring sent me, because we've been talking about baseball, and hold on, I'm going to kind of cue it up. This is one of these things I'm trying to play from the internet, which is, just usually impossible. I'm trying to get through to YouTube. Help me out here, internet, please. This is, I don't know if we've ever played this on the show or if you're aware of this, but this was the 1983 Mariners hype song called Hit It Again. And I remember this so vividly from my childhood. I'm going to play it for you. Also, I'm going to also send you the link to this because it opens with a shot of Gaylord Perry, a pitcher who he won his 300th game as a Mariner. He was a known cheater. Like, he was known for throwing spitballs.
Did he have one of those? Did he have a plumber's mustache, like one of those handlebar mustaches? Okay.
He didn't. His body could no longer produce facial hair. That's how old he was.
Oh, okay.
He was. He looks to be, I would say, 70 years of age as he wins his 300th game as a Mariner. But if we have any real old heads out there like me who were like tracking the Mariners in the 80s and 80s.
Full on male pattern baldness. He's taking off his hat and he's got
I didn't even know that part. I only saw him with the hat on.
I'll send this to you. I'm sorry to interrupt, but it's amazing. And again, I say that as a bald. I'm not saying that to make fun of anybody, but
he's allowed to say that, people.
That's right. I can say it. But he takes off his hat and he looks like he's got like Krusty the Clown male pattern baldness.
So this is, I think they might even say, I think that this might even be the Mariners are playing hardball. You were asking about hardball.
There you go.
They might even say,
get ready to play hardball in the Kingdom.
I love it.
Been to the ball game. I want to see the Ants. The Mariners are playing hardball. Did it again and again and again. Did it again.
Princess Tours, the vacation company, brings you the best show in baseball when the San Diego Chicken plays hardball with the Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles
Frickin'
tonight
Vetter Cup.
in the Kingdom.
You can't escape it.
I also, by the way, remember the phone number. I used like the phone number for the Mariners, 628-3300. That was the thing. They would always say that. They didn't even give you the area code. You didn't need it. 628-3300. That was the number you would call to buy your Mariners tickets.
Oh, I love it. I do think I've heard that before. I think we've played it because I didn't know before you hit play, but it rings a bell to me. And also, I think that one time led us on a whole thing about the San Diego Chicken one time.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I've got a tight 40 minutes on the San Diego Chicken that I think we've explored here on the show at least a couple of times. But that is actually pretty funny that I would play that today, and it does involve this. I mean, the OG Vetter Cup.
Yeah, what is going on? How does everything come back to the Padres?
Well, wait a second, Andrew. That absolutely and 100%
proves you wrong.
Refutes what I was saying about interleague play. So we obviously were in 1983. That is crazy. Why did I not, A, why did I not remember that? And B, why did I have it in my mind? I mean, maybe it was just that they expanded it. I know there was
definitely expanded it, but I mean, there was some kind of, you know why, Luke? Because there were things like the, what they call it, the Freeway series. Like, I'll bet you the Freeway series goes by.
Well, the Subway series.
Well, no, I'm thinking the LA one.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, okay.
So that's NLAL, right?
Yeah.
And then, of course, the Subway series as well. And so those go back a long, long way.
Do they? Because I always think of the Freeway series and the Subway series as being in the World Series. So the Freeway series, you had, well, the Subway, are we going to have a Subway series was always, are the Yankees going to play the Mets?
In the World Series, not as a special.
That's why they called it the series. Like, for instance, there was the Earthquake Interrupted, I think they called that a Freeway series, which I think was the A's and the Dodgers, maybe the A's and the Giants. Do you remember when there was an earthquake during a World Series game?
I've heard
the Bay Area quake.
No, I don't know much about that.
But what I always thought about with those series, and but again, I could be wrong. I was clearly wrong about this too. I always associated those in my mind with like, oh man, it'd be really interesting if the Yankees and the Mets played each other in the World Series because that would be a quote unquote Subway series. But obviously, there was interleague play happening in 1983. Actually, wait. Did they say the Padres and the Chicken, or did they just say the Chicken?
You know what? Can you play it again? And by the way, while you look that up, I'm going to say that it was in 1997 when the Subway series.
We have to listen to the entire thing.
Play hardball in the
It was in
Kingdom.
97 when the Subway series started applying to regular season.
Princess Tours, the vacation company, brings you the best show in baseball when the San Diego Chicken plays hardball with the Seattle Mariners and the Baltimore Orioles.
And the Orioles.
The Orioles.
The Chicken. See, I remember this. It's got us on a whole thing. The Chicken was there because the Chicken became a freelancer at some point.
Yeah, he did.
Right? Yes.
Exactly. He formed an LLC.
Yeah.
And he hung his shingle and started just going around. So now I'm back to maybe trusting myself. I don't know if there was interleague play outside of the playoffs before, let's say, the 2000s. Here's what I
Well,
can
it
say.
definitely wouldn't be before the 2000s because I just said 1997 was when the term Subway Series started referring to interleague play during the regular season.
Well, can we just Google when did interleague play start?
Yeah,
Wouldn't
literally
that would answer
doing
it.
that.
Probably.
I'm doing
Okay.
that now,
yeah. But it is funny.
97. Yeah. So that's
97.
when they
Okay.
expanded it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Whew. So I'm not. I was going to have a moment there of really, really, feeling even worse about my brain power and my memory because it's like I feel like I would have had such, if in the 80s, like the Mariners were getting to play, I don't know, the Mets or something, just to keep going with that example. I feel like because I was such a obsessed with this team kind of kid, I feel like I would have remembered that. And the fact that they were playing San Diego with the Chicken in '83, and I just whiffed out of my brain. I was feeling really bad about myself.
Yeah.
So I'm glad to know at least it was 97, which by the way is 30 years ago.
Yeah, but also and your guess of the 2000s, I mean, you're at 97, you're 3 years off. It's very close.
Right.
And it's just such a goddamn gift at our age and with this job where so many things we say are recorded and then, listened to by tens of people. Mm-hmm. It is such a gift when we have a moment where we think our brain is broken, but then we realize, no, the brain is working. Like when I was telling that story
rare.
where it's like,
so rare.
I was telling you a story the other day about crashing a party. I'm like, as I remember it, but the more I was talking, I'm like, this sounds all made up. And did I make up this memory? Then I text my friend during the show and I just said, do you remember crashing a party? And he came back to me with all of the details that I had just told you. I am still high from that.
Yes.
And all the cocaine that I did right before the show today.
Listen, it helps with memory.
That's right.
Okay? It's doctor prescribed.
Thank you, doctor.
We was hoping for some razzle-dazzle.
Razzle-dazzle.
That's right, man, razzle-dazzle.
On your mark.
On your mark.
Get set.
Get set.
Now ready.
Ready. Go.
Everybody razzle, dazzle.
All right, let's take a quick moment here to thank some of our dazzling donors. These folks are donating some dough to TBTL, and that's the way that this thing financially operates. This is 100% listener-supported podcasting, supported by folks like Chad Snyder and Amy Lidkey in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I guess I was in Minneapolis not super-duper long ago. We were doing Livewire there, but it still feels like, you know what it is, Andrew? At some point, you and I were talking about, I think somebody maybe asked us for favorite Twin Cities memories or whatever.
Yeah, as a dazzling donor a while back.
And what it is I haven't been to Minneapolis with you in a while, other than dropping John Sklaroff off at his house last year after we were coming back from Friendship. You and I and our friends and the Tens being in the Twin Cities together is something I really miss. Whether it's a get-together at Ranham or just kind of it's a fun, when I hear from folks from there, it makes me miss that city, which is odd because, I haven't lived there, but I feel very connected to the place.
I miss hearing from demographics experts who used to work at General Mills telling us that our show is unmarketable. I miss those meetings in Minnesota.
Well, you've sent John on a real fool's errand now with trying to research this bumper sticker you may have seen in the basement of APM.
I didn't even want to bring this up. He's going to be so mad because I mentioned on yesterday's show, this bumper sticker that somebody had displayed in a cubicle down in the basement of American Public Media. And it was somebody who I never saw them at their desk. I only saw the desk itself. So, and I described it as it was something like honk if you're into minimalism. But the thing is, that was one of those moments where I started telling that story, not realizing that I didn't really remember what the bumper sticker said. So when I say honk or don't honk if you're into minimalism or something like that, that is really so far away from what that bumper sticker actually said. I just needed to complete the thought on the show. And now John is trying to figure out what that bumper sticker said. But he has so little to go on. He has
that's
so
what I'm
little
saying.
to go on.
This is what, and we woke up this morning to a fairly extensive message from John being okay, I've reached out. I'm on the case. It's here's the info that John has about this bumper sticker. It may or may not have said, don't honk if you're into minimalism, and it was on a cubicle, and we know that you and Brandon Santos laughed about it.
That's right. And I know that I passed it twice. Here's what I'll tell John. Here's more information, John.
Okay.
First of all,
wait for the drop.
Thank you to Mel Kim for supporting the show. And also, I wanted to say that when you get off the elevator and you're walking back to that, what they call the garden meeting room, this cubicle would be on the left but it would be in the main walkway because I passed it a couple of times and going to this back meeting room. So you're leaving the elevator, you're going to pass this cubicle on the left. The bumper sticker was pointed outwards for the enjoyment of people like me walking by.
Now, here's the thing. Whoever put that bumper sticker up, I am very confident in saying it does not work at American Public Media anymore because I don't think they make media for the public or Americans.
So either. I think it's a bunch of middle managers just bumping into each other.
I feel like it is some sort of a Severance-esque situation.
They're looking for the angry numbers.
You've got
the scary numbers.
You've got some kind of macro data refining happening down there now that's allegedly helping turn on-demand programming into a movie studio. And then there's just one. I got stuck watching this truly heinous movie the other night. It started off kind of promising, which is why I got locked in. It had Sam Rockwell in it, and I love him.
Oh, me too.
And Sam Rockwell busts into this diner in Los Angeles. I mean, it's a very strong premise for a movie, but and it was, I forget what it was even called, but Sam Rockwell is this, he appears to be a sort of like a homeless person. He's got a big shaggy beard. He's wearing this kind of like thrown together kind of crazy outfit. He comes to this diner and he basically says like, I'm from the future and I need 5 of you to help me save the future. And people don't know if he's, mentally all there or not. And it turns out, I'm not spoiling anything, but he is mentally there, and he really is from the future. And he ends up kind of assembling this motley crew of people from the diner, and now they're off on this mission together. Like, it's a strong start for a movie, right?
Do they time travel together, or no? They have to solve some problem in the current timeline.
That's a good point. I was very sleepy when I started this movie, so I didn't go to sleep, but it's a little fuzzy. But it was like, I can't remember if they time travel. I think they do dimensionally shift at some point because the world they're living in, that when he they do some sort of, no, they don't time travel. Here's what it is. They need to change something that's happening in their moment of time.
Yes. Okay.
So that the future that Sam Rockwell is in doesn't exist.
Yes, that it makes
so
sense.
They're on a quest
Classic.
Yeah. And it's a strong start,
Sure,
right?
Absolutely.
And all I can say is it really falls apart towards the end. It's so bad they just can't land it. It's like it was, and they could have. Are you okay with me spoiling this movie that I can't remember the name of? If I give people a warning?
I am, yeah. We've now given you warning. We're giving you about 15 more seconds here. I'm just, stretching this out a little bit. And now, Luke, I would say you're in the clear.
Okay, thank you. If you don't want to have this new Sam Rockwell movie that I don't know the name of spoiled, stop listening right now. So it's what you realize is that the thing that Sam Rockwell needs to stop, which he actually says early on in the movie, is like it's something about AI, right? It's something about, and there's some kid who's doing some sort of like AI internet thing that he needs to be stopped. And it's not even that he needs to like not build the AI. He needs to build it with safeguards. Literally, that's the reveal. Mm-hmm. So Sam Rockwell is trying to get a thumb drive into a computer that is going to put safeguards on the AI. Which is a shockingly nuanced solution to killing Hitler.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like, we're not anti-Hitler. We just want safeguards. It's like, if you could travel back in time, what would you do? I would plug a thumb drive into Hitler's computer and create some safeguards.
Just make sure there's some safeguards in there.
Some guardrails, if we will, if you could. So, but okay, fine, whatever. Again, that's a little bit of that's a little subtle, but that's where we landed. Oh, by the way, this movie is directed by Gore Verbinski, who didn't he do like the original Blade Runner or something? No. I know Gore Verbinski. What's he known for?
I don't know. I don't know that name, but I know he didn't.
I know that he. Okay, well, Gore Verbinski. He has definitely directed some. Well, he directed Rango, so that's where I know him from.
Okay. Ridley Scott, by the way. I couldn't conjure Ridley Scott's name, but
I guess he was the. Let's see. He did some Pirates of the Caribbean. I feel like in my mind. Oh, he did. Wait. I feel like he did something. What I know is that when I saw his name pop up, I was like, oh, this guy, Gore Verbinski, he does good stuff. He has done good stuff. I guess he did some of the Pirates of the Caribbean movies or some versions of that. Anyway, okay.
Before we get into the dazzling donor, or did you have more on this story, or were you shifting to our dazzling message? because I do have something I want to say related to this about a moment I had.
I only have one. By the way, the movie's called Good Luck, Have Fun, Don't Die. That should have been my first
really?
indication.
Like that name.
That's like a thing that a certain kind of brassy mom says on TikTok to her kids as she lets them out of the minivan. That's what she tells Braylon and Ryder. Good luck, have fun, don't die. And then she's like off to Starbucks for a cup or something like that's. I should have known from the title of the movie. But anyway, what were you going to say about it?
Here's what I was going to say. This whole thing of and I'll put it more on me, although obviously more on me, although it happens to everybody who talks into microphones this much, including you. But like me fumbling around for the name of a celebrity or a movie or something like that, and then you kind of get in this panic mode, and you're like, even if it's somebody that I should know, like a name that I say all the time, a Mariner player or something like that, and I'll just like I think I said Emerson the other day because I couldn't think of Emerson Hancock's last name. But anyway, so it happens all the time. But I was in the car with Lucy yesterday, and I had the overwhelming sense of frustration that so many of our listeners do when you're hearing me do that. Only this time I was listening to the Brock and Salk show, and usually
the Brock Bombers?
The Brock Bombers, exactly. Wait, I didn't write that down before, but you're right. That should be the show title. Yeah, I think I can just put a marker here. But anyway, so Mike Salk was I guess Brock had just taken a trip to Italy, and he was saying that on the long trip back home, he was watching movies that sort of had that either took place in Italy or had some sort of Italian American. Like he watched The Godfather and Gladiator. He said he watched Gladiator because he had just But he had just seen like the
I'm reading the transcript to the Tom Brady Man in the Arena podcast while I'm watching Gladiator and drinking muscle milk.
We love you, bro. I got to give him credit for this. I've never seen Gladiator, which really shocked a friend of mine the other day.
I think it's a well done film, by the way.
Yeah, also Ridley Scott, coincidentally. But anyway, he was like, I had just seen the Colosseum in its modern day, semi-ruinous state or whatever. And so it was interesting to like watch it reconstructed in a movie. It was actually, I thought, a pretty interesting insight from him about why he chose that movie on the plane. Also, it's just a really long plane ride, and that's how you end up with things like The Godfather on your playlist. But Mike Salk then says something like, I like that. He's like, I like that idea of when you've traveled somewhere, like watching something kind of related to the place you were traveling on the plane. He's like, I like that move. And then this is where he lost it. He had such an Andrew moment, and I thought, oh, you poor son of a gun. Actually, I didn't think that. I was screaming at him. I was screaming at him through the radio. Now I have more compassion. At the time, I was considering pulling over to text the text line. I'm not even joking, because he said, oh, yeah, we did that when we were visiting Morocco. On the way back, I watched...
Lawrence of Arabia?
The Morocco movie, the most famous movie in the black and white Humphrey.
Casablanca.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to think of. The Humphrey Bogart movie, like it's the most famous movie, and he's saying that, and I'm thinking it's Casablanca, but then he says this, the one with frankly, my darling, I don't give a damn. And I'm like, Mike, no.
Oh no.
No.
Gone
That's
with the
Gone
Wind,
with the Wind.
like your memory.
And so I'm watching, and he's like, oh, I hate this. He's like, I hate this so much. He's like, I need sleep. And I do feel compassion for him because I do that shit all the time.
Yes,
but I am in the car and I am yelling. I'm like, it's Casablanca, and that is not a line from that movie. Like I was seriously considering pulling over and texting, and it occurred to me, no, they're getting flooded with this right now. They don't need me to do that. Even I'm sure that like the majority of their listeners have not seen Casablanca before. It doesn't seem like probably something that like the 710 ESPN crowd is watching in 2026. But I'm sure they got plenty of feedback on that, and they didn't need me to do it. But I understood that urge.
Play it again, Sam. I don't know nothing about birth and no babies.
Right. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and that's happening. What's happening to me now more and more, and I think, again, this is the aging process, but I do feel like it's weird because I'll be having so many thoughts simultaneously, and I feel like some of them involve you because I feel like you've expressed to me that sometimes if you start to get worried about not remembering something, it exacerbates it.
Yeah, you see it, that your sentence needs this word in it, or this memory, either a pronunciation thing, or a I can't quite find this word, or what is the name of that goddamn movie?
I feel like now sometimes I'll go like, oh no, don't forget the name of this person. And then I'll also think of you saying, "Oh no, don't forget the name."
That's
in
the
my brain.
worst.
It's just battling it out. None of it's getting me closer to Casablanca.
I'm so sorry.
No. That's I hesitate to say that because you have nothing to do with this. This is not on you. But it's just like it's just two cartoon monkeys with mallets just banging each other in my head while I'm not thinking of Casablanca.
Yeah.
It's
like saying like when you're drowning, like don't panic. The worst thing you can do is panic. Well, what am I'm panicking?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you want me to do?
So just to wrap up this good luck, have fun, don't die. It's actually the real bummer of the movie for me was that it is actually a very entertaining, compelling movie right up until the end. Because again, I've laid out the premise. Now this is where the spoilers come in. When they finally get to the place, they finally are able to. Now, one thing too is Sam Rockwell's character has done this 117 times. Like he just keeps looping in this thing and never actually getting. Like he has this button that he can press that is going to eject him back to his timeline. And he's always whenever he's like thinks that like they're about to get killed or something really bad's going to happen, he's always holding this little trigger, which is again kind of a nice like MacGuffin or whatever, you know? It's a good idea. So he keeps almost just hitting eject on the game. He's basically playing a video game himself, right? Which he's trying to get to the final boss of. They finally get to the final boss. Now here's where they get to the house and then there's these parents and they're like, we need so-and-so. And the parents are like, oh, we don't know where he is. And they suss out that these two people are not his parents. They are actors. They have been hired to pretend to be normal parents. Again, this is major spoiler territory. So they finally get into the room where the kid is. Now, this is where I think the way you play this is he is a typical looking kid. He's playing a video game. That is not where Gore Verbinski went with this or the writer of the film. He is a bald, hairless, wide-eyed, shirtless child who is sitting Buddha-like atop a mountain of coaxial and USB cables. And he is playing some sort of game on a laptop that is clearly rewriting the code of like the universe. And as they try to just fight the kid, they are being the mountain of cords that he's on are literally snaking out and holding people against the wall. The people are literally being held captive by technology, Andrew. The cords, it is without a doubt the most heavy-handed, absolute disastrous mess of an ending of a film that's otherwise really good that I've ever seen. And it's like you are so close. You were 90% of the way with this movie. You just didn't. And then he goes, then there's all this. The kid actor has to do all this. I can't even describe it to you. Like at some point, the kid actor starts talking. And it's like I think he might even take them into some other reality dimension or something. And it isn't just like the kid has a line or two. There's like 6 to 7 minutes of like of faux profound dialogue that the kid is delivering at the end. That's just
like so on the nose.
It's not even. It's on and off the nose because it makes no sense. It's just gibberish. It's like you thought that you were going to be able to create a reality if you unplugged me, but what I am is actually. And it's just like there just keeps being more movie of him talking where they're trying to solve a bunch of the plot points of the movie. But when you were at that parking lot and you thought you had done this, that wasn't the thing, which is why it's like, oh my God, you got to the end of the movie and realized that you didn't know how to like solve a bunch of the plot holes. So now just this weird dead-eyed kid actor is having to deliver like pages of dialogue.
Oh, that is rough stuff.
It was just so rough because I was like so in the movie for so long. And then it's just like, oh man.
That sucks when they don't stick the landing.
I know.
That's almost as obvious as having two guys swinging on actual swings while talking about a DTF app.
Well, exactly. And
I actually liked that, by the way. I thought that was a clever little use of swinging.
You know what, Andrew? I didn't even put that together. That is so clever and subtle, so subtle that I didn't even notice. But you're absolutely right. They're on swings.
Swings play a big role in that show as they become swingers.
That's a very, very good point. You know who wouldn't have missed that? Chad Snyder and Amy Lidke, because they're smart. We know them. We've met them. They're in Minneapolis. Here's what they're saying in their dazzling donor message. Minneapolis has endured. Now, this was written a little while ago, too, as you'll figure out here. It's a bit time-stamped. Minneapolis has endured weeks of fear and violence inflicted by ICE, even if it ends, which thankfully it appears to have ended or at least subsided. That's me editorializing. The damage will be lasting, and the community response has been beautiful. I absolutely agree with that, Chad and Amy. So as a newly minted Unitarian Universalist minister, remember that?
Nice.
Chad is now a man of the cloth.
Yeah.
Chad says, I may still have that new reverend smell. I like that idea of hanging Chad up in the car, just pulling down part of the bag, just the top bit on Chad, so that it's very fragrant, but it's not wasting all of the Chad smell right away.
We don't make hanging Chad jokes during Chad's message.
Did you ever do that with the Christmas or the tree freshener in your car? You remember how the actual rules of the tree freshener was not to take it completely out of the bag?
Yes.
Initially,
I do. I remember being shocked by that because I bought something along those lines for my minivan, and my parents did not have those in their car. Right?
Nor did mine.
They just kept their car like as you'd expect, like
spotless,
just absolutely spotless, and never even they wouldn't even drive by a fast food restaurant, let alone through a fast food restaurant. So they didn't have it. But then when I got to be 17 or whenever I got my van, I was like, oh cool, I'll get like one of those classic things. I'd only seen it in movies, right? The classic air freshener hanging from the rear view mirror. Yeah, the rear view. And then you get your first one and it's like, do not remove from bag. Just pull the bag slowly. You're just like, well,
I feel like there was a little illustration on the back with like lines even as to like at 2 months, pull it down this much. Or there was something on the back that was telling you, but then it looked so cheesy,
It looked stupid. It's just like, that's not what Wayne and Garth do. Get out of my face with that.
Exactly. You know what? We're going hardcore on this. We're taking this entire packaging off. It's going to be way too strong.
Oh, it is.
3 weeks,
It's gonna be,
and then have no smell.
You're going to want to crack a window.
No, it's going to be over. And then sometimes you get crazy and go with like black ice. That was a smell. I mean, I liked the tradition. You know, Andrew, do you know that if I were to walk out to my car right now, guess what's in there? Air freshener tree. That's
really?
been there. Oh yeah.
You have it hanging? Oh, cool. That's
In my
classic.
car currently. By the way, had it in there probably since the first days that I had my car. Maybe it's been sans the outside bag the whole time. It hasn't made a cent for 4 years.
No.
It's just sitting in there decoratively. As a newly minted Unitarian Universalist minister, I encourage the TBTL community to also find community where we live. I am a minister who doesn't believe in God. That is a bold statement. Reverend Chad. I do believe we create a sort of divinity in community. It doesn't have to be a traditionally religious community. See, I find this, and I'm just talking about my worldview, I find this to be a very compelling statement because I'm not a person who believes in a literal God in heaven or wherever that might be, but I do think that there's a real power in community and coming together with people and supporting each other. The point isn't to find a doctrine. The point is that being human together can be tricky. And when we walk that path together, we can find better ways to live with kindness and compassion. You can learn more of what I mean at my website, adivinehumanism.com, adivinehumanism.com. We Tens listen to our co-bros yammer about dreams, remodeling, cats, sport ball, and the ways you navigate your lives because it's a way of reflecting a divinely human connection. Inane, sometimes, and it is grace. Thank you for it. Signed, Reverend Chad and Amy. I think the only thing I can take away from that, Andrew, is that you and I are basically godlike.
I was going to say bigger than Jesus, but we'll go
I would
with that.
say you can find me most days sitting atop a mountain of podcasting cables.
Yes.
Typing into the universe and programming things going forward. Well, Chad, Reverend Chad, and Amy, thank you both so much for supporting the show for all these years. Congratulations again, Reverend Chad, on this. And everybody go check out adivinehumanism.com. That sounds like a way of thinking about the world and spirituality that I can really get behind.
Yeah,
personally.
yeah, and you're spoofing aside, I do want to just take a moment to say how much I appreciate those words, and then applying that sort of mindset to the goofery that we do on the show is beyond flattering, and I don't know that we deserve to be put into that context, but I'll certainly take it and appreciate it. Like you said, Luke, it doesn't do anybody any good to deny a compliment or whatever, but it's
right.
It's an incredibly sweet sentiment,
yes.
And it's truly appreciated, and you're both appreciated.
Thank you, Chad and Amy. Maestro.
On your mark. Get set. Get set. Now ready. Ready. Go. Everybody razzle dazzle.
It's our friend Lisa Claus, like Santa, or like Claus, or like Claus. And then Lisa says, almost no one pronounces it.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just want to say, Luke, really quick, we are a little bit short on time, so if you could sort of keep this dazzling donor message as short as possible, I'd appreciate it.
I know
that they're paying
on the
for
fly?
these messages, yeah, but I just can't. We can't get into a really long, winding, dazzling donor message right now.
I'm going to try to summarize Lisa's message. Lisa's in Westchester, Pennsylvania. Hold, give me a second for this. I'm pretty good at this from, doing podcasting for so long. Love the show.
That's good.
Hey, thanks, Lisa.
That's
Appreciate
clean.
you.
That's clean.
Couldn't do it without
I
you.
love that. Thank you, Lisa.
On your mark. Get set.
There's a right way to rock and a wrong way to roll. You can just listen to your soul. Just remember that life is number one. You can be having so much fun. Just remember that life is much fun. You can be number one.
Hearing Tim Heidecker there makes me wonder, have you been seeing any of those videos he's been making?
Yes.
For the basically
he's drinking
as
blood and he says it's thick
as Alex Jones because
Kills
they're
me.
taking over the. Of course you've been watching that. That's your beat now. I kind of forgot.
Well,
about that.
yeah, I'm hoping that we get some clarity, some legal clarity around when the Onion folks are going to actually get, take possession of the InfoWars, I guess, studios and stuff. Because Alex Jones, for people that don't know, the conspiracy theorist and generally awful person Alex Jones has lost his empire to his, slander cases and all the money he owes in that. And so all of his stuff is being auctioned off, and the Onion bought Infowars.com, or at least they leased it or something for a period of time. And he keeps, maneuvering so that he keeps stalling this thing that is, I think, sort of inevitable. But I would like him to run out of legal options so that they can get possession of it so that I can go down to Texas and interview them.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, speaking of you, you're very, very, very close to having a Golden Blurs Day, but not quite. Isn't your birthday?
How does
Golden Blurs
work
Day
again?
is when your birthday falls on the Thursday in which I'm reading Blurs Days. Your birthday is tomorrow, right? Dip. It's a birthday.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Kind of messed that up a little bit there. Happy birthday. How you feeling?
I feel actually very fine about I'm turning 50. I feel just fine about the age. I will be honest with you. I'm slightly dreading tomorrow because I think this, again, I feel like I'm really in your world, right?
Yeah, just me in there with a hammer bashing your brain again.
It's working. It's working. What I know is that, being that it's a pretty big number and stuff like that, I think that I'm going to be getting a lot of messages tomorrow, which again is a very nice thing. I'm so privileged with that. I'm so grateful for that. I'm so. I'm so lucky that I've been blessed to have people in my life who love me and want to let me know that. So it all is such a good thing. And for people that maybe don't have that many connections, I want to just note that I'm very lucky. That being said, I feel like I'm going to be getting a lot of messages, and I'm going to not know how to respond to them. And then the other thing is we're going. Becca has set up this kind of weekend away with her family, and it's one of those things where she's like, I've got it all planned out. You just show up at my place at this time, and then the rest of it is out of your hands. And when I tell you, Andrew, that makes me deeply uncomfortable.
You want things in your hands.
I really don't think of myself as a control freak. I guess I am, because this is mildly terrifying to me. Literally the fact that I was like, what time am I supposed to be at your house? And she was like, this time. She goes, we're trying to be over at Scott and Tiff's by X o'clock. And I go, oh, are we carpooling? And she goes, it's all planned out. I've got it all taken care of.
Is
just
it a
show up at this time.
surprise, though? Do you feel like there's a surprise involved? She's just withholding.
God, I hope there's not. Just
Whoa,
look at her getting off on withholding.
Clinton really hopes there's not a surprise. I just heard Bill Clinton speak out here.
Really?
I hope there's not.
I mean, I hope there's not any kind of. I hope there's not a surprise element. I mean, I know we're going to an Airbnb. I think I know who's going. unless there's something you know that I don't know. But I
know of no surprises. I know that she asked to borrow our kiddie pool and a whole bunch of Jell-O, like unmade Jell-O boxes, which I said, sure, she's swinging by to pick those up later. That's all I know.
Well, that's a hint. That's definitely a hint.
Yeah.
But anyway, to answer your question, I feel very fine about the idea of being 50 years old. I'd like to get through the part where everybody's asking me how I feel about being 50 years old.
Well, I'm sorry that I asked. No, I
don't mean it that way.
It is a Blur's
Thank
Day
you.
segment.
I don't mean it that way at all. And when you turn 50, I will probably a week or two after remember that it had been your birthday and ask you how you feel about it.
And then ask me if I want that cheesecake, and then remember that I don't eat cheese.
Yeah, precisely.
No, well, happy Blur's Day, Luke, for real. I know that we got
Thank
some
you.
messages from listeners wanting to wish you a happy Blur's Day. And I would also like to shout out our friend, good friend and benefactor, Broadcast Barry, who shares your birthday, Luke. So tomorrow.
And year of my birth. I just.
Day, year, everything. Like literally, you guys were born on the same exact day.
He texted me. We were texting about this today, and I was like, don't we have like the same birthday? He's like, yeah, and the same birth year.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, we need to figure out who's older. Ask your mom what time you were born. And I said, if you think my mom would know something like that, you have not met Susie Burbank.
Well, you were the oldest kid, so there's a better chance
nothing
of
like
you.
soup.
Right? There's a better chance you would know yours than like kid number 4 or 5.
Yes, I think probably being first, there's maybe a little bit more of it's burned in her brain a little bit more. But I would be, and again, the woman was pushing a human being out of her body. It's not like I don't blame her if she doesn't remember the exact hour of it. But like, I could also see this is the kind of thing where I could see my mom having a really strong opinion on the hour of my birth, and then if I went back and checked, like, I don't know, the medical records or something, it could be not the case. If that
totally
makes
wrong.
sense.
I'm actually opening up this folder here. I think I'm not even joking. I think I have my birth certificate.
Do they
in
put
this
that on your
folder.
birth certificate?
I'm gonna look because I think I have it in this folder where I have all my special papers. And oh yeah, look at this. Yeah. Oh wait, no, this is maybe Social Security. Oh no, look. And
Okay,
I
here we
think
go.
so. Before I
Here we go.
tell you when mine is, I'm going to tell you that I think it was around noon-ish. You
I'm
got your
holding
birth
up.
certificate? Yep.
Yeah, I've got
I got mine
County
here.
of Humboldt.
Mm-hmm.
County of Humboldt, State of California certification of vital record.
Nice.
Certification of live birth. Luke Christian Kelly. Oh.
Yep.
Barry,
I
this
got
is
my
for you.
time.
Okay, what's your time?
I was right. It was 12:32 p.m. I thought it was noonish. 12:32 p.m. was for me.
1:57 p.m.
Okay.
On May the 8th, 1970, Redwood Memorial Hospital in Fortuna, California.
Nice. So now we got to find out. We got to figure
Father,
out Barry's.
middle name unknown.
Mine says that too. What the heck?
I'm seeing a pattern.
All
Anyway,
right. Now I'm just
happy
figuring out what else is in this folder of special documents. Oh, you know what's in this folder of special documents?
Huh.
This David Lieb Hart
Wow.
drawing of me and Genevieve that he made.
It's actually
when we
pretty
passed
good.
him in
In
very
its own
flattering,
Lieb,
certainly.
in its very Liebhart way.
Oh, interesting. Okay, I have some real Blur's Days to do
Yeah,
here.
we're
but I
saying,
did
we're
wanna
saying
wish
happy
you-
Blurs to our buddy Barry.
Certainly, Barry, I hope Barry celebrated his birthday the only proper way, which was to come over to my house this weekend and give me a gift of much, much coffee, which I've been enjoying. I've had, I've already burned through 3. It's mark the date. It is May 7th. I've already had 3 coffee shandies
During the show.
Not during the show.
Explains a lot.
I would be talking even quicker. Man, I love those things. Thank you, Barry. Happy birthday,
Thanks, Bear.
bro. Now, here's some birthdays that were sent in to me, birthday wishes, I should say. You can email me, andrew@tbtl.net. Make sure you put Blur's Day in the subject line. Otherwise, it might just not stand out to me, and I won't know that there's a Blur's Day contained within. Kevin says, happy golden Blur's Day to my brother, Brian. Brian is the best actual co-bro a guy can have. He's funny, caring, and passionate, and is having a banner year after extracting himself from the tech world and starting to drive for King County Metro, Luke.
Whoa,
He's helping people
Andrew.
get where they need to be and get through their days a little easier with his kindness and his laughter.
I assume he's driving a train, right?
Hit a home run with your friends and family. Take them on a train. I am going to do something that I've never done before. This is an unprecedented move by me. But this reminds me that Brian and this has got to be the same Brian. There's no way it's not the same Brian, sent in a 1-minute long voice memo. This was not part. I don't play voice memos as part of Blur's days. That just gets too complicated. We're not opening up that door. However, this Brian just sent this in, I think, like weeks or months ago, and I am so intrigued. I wrote back to him because this is a voice memo with a million questions. I'm almost wondering if we should have Brian on the show to ask some follow-ups. Listen to this.
Hey, Cobros. This is Brian in the SARS Super Saver District of Seattle. I don't know if I count as a P1, but I do want to say that all of the bus-related content that you've had recently has been super serving me, mostly because you guys are great, but also because I spent the last 9 months becoming a full-time driver for Metro. I mean, as an example, I drove the 40 multiple times during my training. Tom Cruise ain't got nothing on the story of getting Genevieve's phone back, and I am so jealous of that driver, 40, whoever they were. The other thing I wanted to say is if there are any other bus 10s who ride Andrew's beloved E-Line, from now until the end of August, I'll actually be driving that 5 days a week from Friday through Tuesday.
How about that?
If you see your driver is a balding, bespectacled graybeard with many tattoos, please say hello, because there is nothing I want more than to do a No Mountain Too Tall, good luck to all from the driver's seat. And then as a PS to Luke, I wanted to let him know that Don's Group Wear totally still exists. It's down in Soto, and it's actually where we all get our uniforms.
How about that?
Power out.
How about
that? Man, that's a hell of a voicemail.
That's what I'm saying. It's got something for everybody. Well, at least you and me.
Now, wait a sec.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but so does that mean there's a decent chance that you'll be on the E-Line at some point?
Yeah, I think he said he's driving Friday through Tuesday. I'm pretty sure Vives and I will be taking the E-Line tomorrow, Friday, to the downtown area. So I'll tell you during big weekend plans, of course, about that. So
don't tell Genevieve about the voicemail. Not that you would. I would like this to be the kind of thing where you're getting on the bus and you're just getting a fist bump from the driver who's a 10, and just play it off like casual, like you didn't know it was going to happen, just to kind of basically flex in front of Genevieve that we are a big deal.
Really good point, because usually when we catch the E-Line at our bus stop, we're usually not getting in the front door. The E-Line is one of those big buses with the bendy straw in the middle. I think it's called the bendy straw. Don't correct me. It sickens me. And we usually get in one of the back doors, right? And but I will try to make sure to get on the front door of the E-Line.
To go in the front door this time.
And then
maybe bring a twisted tea so that Brian has to ask you to please not bring twisted tea on the bus.
I love that. Or he allows it because I'm special. Ooh,
love it.
Weekend plans.
Big weekend. Wait, that's a Friday thing.
Yeah, we'll do that tomorrow. I'll tell you why we're taking the E-Line tomorrow. It's not that great of a story, but it's enough to keep you interested. All right, I just want to say that Kevin got a lot of birthday shout-outs. He got one from AJ, who says, Happy Golden Blur's Day to Brian, from his 11 and his 3 furry 5s. When his smartwatch started asking, are you okay? Brian wisely shifted careers to become a bus driver. Couldn't be more proud of him. Sarah also sent in a Blur's Day message, but I didn't copy the whole thing here because Brian has gotten a lot of Blur's Day attention.
Honestly, it's kind of enough, Brian.
Exactly. I played your voicemail. Yeah. No, for real. Happy Blur's Day, Brian. Looking forward to seeing you. And Jason says, Happy Blur's Day to my beautiful 11 Stacy. Since her last Blurs, we have moved to Vancouver, BC. Moving internationally is tough under the best of circumstances, and this year has not been the best. There were lots of opportunities to throw in the towel and abandon the plan, but she didn't quit, and now we're celebrating our first Canadian spring and her first Canadian Blurs with a cupcake tour around the city. I told you that I'm not a huge sweets guy, but my goodness, there's something about the idea of a cupcake tour around Vancouver that it has me salivating.
I think it's mostly just the part about being in Vancouver.
Yeah, maybe, although I am thinking about sprinkles as well.
Okay.
And frosting.
One of my sisters really messaged me and said, like, because there's like a family birthday get-together for me, not this weekend, but the following. And my sister was like, what kind of cake do you like? And it's like, I don't know. Like, I mean, it's a very nice question, but this is what I mean about the Blur's Day thing. And again, I know that this is like the firstest of first world problems, but it's like I don't have an opinion on the kind of cake I like. You know what I mean? I was like, maybe a kind of white one with a chocolate frosting, maybe.
Oh, okay,
I kind of like that.
I'd probably say like angel food. I like angel food cake.
Oh,
I think
that's a bold choice because it's kind of got that real squishy.
Yeah, real
angel food's
squishy,
that real squishy kind of. The cake is, I don't even know how you put it, except it's very compressible.
It's very fluffy, but it's also kind of it can be almost be like sticky, right? I don't eat that much cake, but I remember liking that as a kid. Also, though, Luke, I would ask you this, and I don't think the answer to this would be yes, but is there a chance that you would go for an ice cream cake? Like an old school, like Dairy Queen, like the opposite of fancy, sort of, like a ice cream cake.
This is my sister Liz who was asking, and she is as is my sister Sarah, but particularly Liz is a fabulous baker.
Oh, she's going to bake you
She's going to make this. So that's why I was like, I mean...
You're not going to get that whale? Who was it? Was it Culver's or whatever?
Carvel. I've got the diapers if you've got the time.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
No, and that's the thing, too, is my sister is, because she's a phenomenal baker, and because she's also just has the kind of sophisticated taste, like, if I left her to her own devices on the cake, it would be something that was far too adventurous for me. It'd be like,
sure,
I made an olive oil cake with candied mushrooms, but it's delicious. It's, you know what I mean?
Right,
That's
like
overstating it.
Chris Fleming describing his sister's taste in donuts.
That's overstate. I mean, yes, I know what you're talking about, and I'm sort of overstating it here. Yeah. I don't mean that, but what I mean is, like, what I know about my sister, this particular sister, is like, she is always, and not in any kind of a pretentious way, she just enjoys it. Just eats things that are a little more refined than what I eat. Like, I'm like, I don't know. I like it when there's that, the Duncan Hines milk chocolate frosting, and then maybe just whatever flavor white is.
Yeah, whatever flavor white is. That's on my dating profile.
Yeah,
of just describing myself.
When
by
Genevieve
the way.
finds out about it, you're going to be in trouble. By the way,
exactly.
But anyway, it's like I feel like this moment in my life is it's very. It feels like it's sort of momentous to a bunch of people. I'm not one of them. And I'm having to weigh in on a lot of decisions around it that I don't have a strong opinion on. But again, it's all coming from a place of love.
And I know you want to be careful here. You don't want to be insulting. But that is one thing about birthdays. And this is something that when I had more of a hang-up about it, this is what my hang-up was. And this has reared its head a little bit in the past couple of years that I can remember, too, is like, people are like, it's your birthday. We want to do something special for you. It's like, well, the best thing you could do would be, no offense, but leave me alone. Like, that's what I want for my birthday, but that's not acceptable. And I've actually have heard through the grapevine that people were, like, kind of upset with me because I didn't spend more time with them on my birthday. And I'm kind of like, well, the whole thing is it's supposed to be my birthday. And, like, you know, if
it's a sacred day between him and a man and his dart bot.
You know what I would want to get you for your birthday cake is I'd go by McDonald's. I'd get as many damn chocolate chip cookies as they have, or whatever it is you
that'd
get
be
there.
thoughtful, because you know I've been talking about those cookies
like sometimes
a lot lately.
Also, like sometimes a birthday is you don't want the fanciest thing. You want the thing that reminds you of your childhood or something like that.
Well, here's the thing. Guess what she actually put in the message? Or I could make chocolate chip cookies, literally.
There you go. See, that's
but
sweet.
Here's the thing. But this is what I'm talking about. I would be fine with that. I love chocolate chip cookies. I'm on the record. I make absolutely there are no illusions about my love of chocolate chip cookies. But then I'm thinking everyone else is going to be bummed maybe if they come to the birthday get together and instead of a cake, it's chocolate chip cookies. Like, I feel like I don't want to drive the curriculum that way and like and impact negatively everyone else's experience.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about these
a
parties.
big cookie cake, like a big, because then you have to gather around it and sing.
And by the way, those
right?
are terrible.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
Cookie cake. It's like it's not as good as a cake, and it's not a good cookie.
This gets into something that I was ranting about for a long time, and I think a comedian, like a famous comedian, now has a bit about it. But I swear I was not stealing this from someone. But I've always been fascinated by the idea of like kind of fast food or fast casual restaurants. When they offer a dessert, often it's supposed to be thematically based on what they're known for serving as far as like the actual meal. But usually it's just the shape. Right? Didn't like Taco Bell have like did they have a Choco Taco or something like that?
They had a Choco Taco.
And then like I think Pizza Hut or one of the pizza chains
dessert
had
pizza.
A dessert pizza or a giant cookie, because it was like, well, we make round things.
Totally.
And it's like this weird obsession with like, well, what shape is our flagship food?
Yes.
And how can we make a dessert in that shape?
I remember I think I'm 99% sure growing up there was like Godfather's Pizza had a dessert pizza, and I believe remember I've always talked about the guy who played the mobster who said do it.
Yes.
I believe there was some kind of a commercial was like, and try a dessert pizza. And it's like I don't want like some thing with a weird cinnamon glaze on it that's just a pizza by another name.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason.
That's what we're here to talk about.
Stacy a happy Blur's Day. Stacy and Jason, I hope you guys really enjoy that cupcake tour. Clearly, you got in my brain with that one.
Have fun.
Jackson in Omaha says happy actual birthday to Meredith, who was just born in March. Luke.
Oh, come on.
We have a baby Meredith, ladies and gentlemen. We do have a happy, healthy baby Meredith. Jackson writing in to say happy Blur's Day, and also it says Meredith has actually technically been a listener all her life and the entire time in the womb. And of course, happy first Mother's Day to Megan, who has taken on motherhood with such grace. Congrats, guys. Megan, Jackson, congratulations. Meredith, welcome to the world, my friend.
Absolutely, and welcome to the rest of your life.
Exactly.
You're going to be hearing this a lot. That is our voices.
Meredith heard the music go down and thought, oh, I have the last Blur's Day. That's not true, Meredith. I just talked about cake so long that I ran out of music. But we're back.
And I'd like to talk about the band Cake now.
Yeah,
because remember when they did that thing with the treadmills?
No, that was Okay Go.
Oh, dang, you're right.
Yeah.
Cake is never there, never there,
I don't
you're
know
never
that.
ever.
Really? I don't know that song. Oh, that's Cake. They did the song about the car riding fast and the short
he's
skirt
going the
and long
distance.
coat.
He's going for speed.
Hated Cake so much.
Oh,
Like,
I bet
that
you-
was my
I
go-to
bet
of like
you
bands that I hated.
Much
in the
like
90s.
the Bare Naked Ladies, I
Yes.
bet you that we have a large number of people that both like this show and like the work of Cake. What I will say about that band is I did credit them for many years. I credited them with my first marriage.
Oh, really? The establishment of not the
dessert item, not the dessert pizza item, but the band. The band.
Yeah. But I mean that you credit it for its for your marriage, not the dissolution or the
not the divorce. They had nothing to do with the divorce, but
Not
because
dissolution.
I
That's what I'm
had my first wife. I had we had met, at like a swing dance in Pioneer Square, I believe, at the Phoenix Underground or something. And we're just sort of friendly, just chatted, whatever. But like, I believe both were like seeing other people and just kind of, just somebody that I sort of recognized by face. A year or two goes by, some amount of time goes by, and I'm now single and whatever. And I go to Bumbershoot, and me and my buddy Joe Dolan are wandering around, and we decide we're going to go see the band Cake is playing at like Memorial Stadium or something. And the show was so bad, so uninteresting that I said, we got to get out of here. So we leave. We leave Cake, and we go to some other stage somewhere, and who is standing kind of in the field near the front of the stage? This woman that I had known from years previous that I suddenly reconnect with. And I think the band that was playing had kind of a swing dancey vibe. So maybe we did a little swing dancing there right in the grass or whatever. And I remember saying to her, why are we not going on dates? And she said, I don't know. We should. And it was I always said that if Cake would have been even slightly better at their job, I would have stayed at the concert.
Yeah.
I would have never bumped into this person, and I would have never, had that phase of my life. So life's funny that way.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it was the Bare Naked Ladies that broke you up, right?
Yeah, for reasons that legally I'm not allowed to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. What's the other one? It's driving me crazy. I didn't even want to say Bare Naked Ladies there. I wanted to say that I wanted to be
another
funny.
one that
Who's the third leg of the stool? And it's the one that everybody gives a pass because they were on public radio a lot. Ira Glass loves them. I gave them a ride home from the airport once. Yes, exactly.
I'm kind of a they might be giants.
Yeah, everybody of the three stools with that leg, like that is the stool that everybody kind of says. That's my one exception. That's my one exception if I don't like that kind of music. But I got to be honest with you. I don't partake in them.
It's funny because Chuck Lorre, who again I'm the official chronicler of for now and forevermore, I think he's writing a memoir. This is the guy who made The Big Bang Theory and Young Sheldon and a bunch of these 2.5 Men and stuff like that. And while I was interviewing him, I was interviewing him in California recently about this new TV show he has coming out. And the producer walked over to me of my TV piece, and he showed me a message from our bosses that said, we heard he has a memoir coming out in a few months. Do you guys want to do a profile of him then?
Oh, wow.
I mean, this will be on my tombstone. But what's interesting is I believe one of his shows, I think the opening theme is by They Might Be Giants. And
It
another
is,
one,
yes. Big Bang Theory, right? Yeah.
I think that one might be Bare Naked Ladies.
No.
No, it doesn't have a Bare Naked Ladies is one of them.
Oh, really? I'm pretty sure because they do the
maybe
science-y one.
maybe Bare Naked Ladies is Malcolm in the Middle.
Maybe,
that's You're Not
but
the
I'm
Boss
pretty
of Me.
sure that it's They Might Be Giants does a science-y song about the Big Bang, I believe.
Okay, yeah. What am I thinking of with the Bare Naked Ladies TV theme? Big Bang Theory is by the Bare Naked Ladies.
Really?
The history of everything.
I apologize for being so strident. I thought for sure that was the other one. I can't keep their names in my head at the same time.
The other one is Casablanca.
Right.
Let's see here. But now, hold on. They Might Be Giants TV theme. Oh, maybe They Might Be Giants was Malcolm in the Middle.
Really?
Yeah, you're not the boss of me now. You're not the boss of me now. Life is unfair.
I am.
So those are different.
Shocked. I thought I would totally flip those. I would have totally flipped those because I think of
Why? Because they're more sciencey.
Yeah, They Might Be Giants are always teaching you stuff, history and science.
The sun is a ball of incandescent gas,
Right?
a gigantic nuclear furnace.
I apologize for being. I would have bet. No, but I'm glad I didn't make any bets.
But you know what? I mean, first of all, you want to talk about recreating that throw your phone moment for people who are fans of those bands, those TV shows, etc. We just really did a number on them. But I'm with you. It's miscasting to have Bare Naked Ladies sing the song about the, basically the history of the universe, and to have the They Might Be Giants, known science songsters, sing the Life is Unfair song.
Yeah.
They should have really done a switcheroo.
That's Malcolm in the Middle. Then who did the Drew
Malcolm in the
Carey
Middle.
theme song? That was...
Well, that's Cleveland Rocks, right?
I know, but somebody
Michael
covered
Stanley?
it. Well, it was a 70s band that did it originally. It wasn't Michael Stanley, but then somebody covered it for the Drew Carey show. Theme song is Cleveland Rocks by the Presidents of the United States.
Oh,
we just found the fourth leg of the stool. This is a very sturdy stool, is it not? I would put them in the same breath. What? I have a question for you.
She's lump. She's in my head.
What are we doing with the Blursday section?
What are we doing with our lives?
What are we doing with our lives? By the way, do you remember Casper Babypants played right before us? I think before The Illusionist at the Thing Festival?
I do remember that, of course.
Yeah.
Who can forget? Chris Ballou was in my little doc that I made about the Trachtenberg family singers.
Nice.
So if there was a fifth leg, it might be the Trachtenberg family slideshow players, but they never quite got to the heights of those other bands we're talking about.
I know you've been traveling, so you probably haven't seen your email, but somebody found a really good quality copy of your Molson commercial
Oh, really?
on YouTube. Because I remember seeing it on YouTube before, but I remember being kind of grainy and uploaded. But somebody found it again, and it's a full minute long, and whoever uploaded it digitized it really nicely. So check your email.
It's so funny because I reference that a lot of this quote unquote beer commercial I was in. But if you watch it and you didn't know I was in it, and I wasn't pausing it at probably two critical moments, you would have absolutely no. There's no dialogue. I'm wearing glasses, which I didn't do at the time, but it was because they added someone else to the cast who looked very similar to me, and so in order to differentiate the two of us, I was glasses guy. So it's just the most occasional quick passing shots of me doing this or that. It's not nobody who watched that commercial would ever in a million years even realize I was in it.
It was Brian who sent this in. That's you in the big black glasses. See, I recognized the Mummy right away, but I didn't know that's you in the
hack into my email.
The heavy framed glasses. That's you because he did Brian screen grabbed this, and I didn't know. I thought. I didn't know
God,
that
that's so funny. I mean, I think there's a lot of stuff going on there. Yes, that's me in the glasses. God, I have so much hair back then. I look like a hedgehog.
Yeah. Your face doesn't look like your face. Your face looks like the wrong shape, but it might be the
kind
glasses.
of younger, kind of round, a little rounder, maybe. I don't know, or maybe it's more slender. I don't know, but it doesn't look. That really doesn't look like me or how I conceive of myself.
I looked at this photo and I didn't think it was you, and then I watched the whole commercial again.
The Mummy looks like he could be in the band System of a Down. He's kind of got like a chin strap beard going kind of thing, which I don't remember that being his look.
I think that might just be a pointy. It doesn't have
what
a
it is? Maybe there's a
Sideburn
shadow.
end. Yeah, I think it's a shadow. I don't think it's going all the way around.
I love that Shel Silverstein book though too, where the Sideburn ends. Was that a show
That's
title?
pretty good. That's really
maybe
good.
we
I'm
got
putting
there.
a little marker in the show. We'll go
It's
back.
less baseball-y than
I
the
can't
other one
remember
we
what
had.
the other one was, but
The
I
other
think
was
that's...
the Bronx Bombers.
Oh, yeah,
The
yeah.
Bronx.
No, this is better. This is better.
Where the sideburns end, or the
Okay.
sideburn ends. I think sideburn singular, right? Because it's where the sidewalk ends.
Yeah,
So you
where
think
the
sideburn ends.
sideburn
is funnier?
ends. That's good. How do you feel about doing some Blurs days?
Medium.
Ruby says, where has the
cute.
time gone? All of a sudden, my mom, Susan, is somehow 70. Somehow 70. Isn't that also a show by your guy? Somehow 70? Not that you would know
I
if I
think
spend...
Train does the theme song.
My mom, Susan, is somehow 70. Not that you would know it spending time with her mama. It's been such a joy to get to be in New York and sing and celebrate with you. You're such an inspiration and are truly doing retirement right. I hope you come back from your impromptu birthday trip with the coolest electric violin because the coolest mom deserves the coolest toys.
There ain't nothing like soup.
Nice. Happy Blurs Day, Susan. I know that we had Susan, I think, wishing Ruby a happy Blurs Day was it just last week?
It was
Love
recently.
It's a tradition like no
Yes.
other.
Like the Masters.
Exactly. Mike says, I don't usually do the Blurs, but since this is the big 5-0 for both Luke and myself, I thought I'd celebrate
nice.
this milestone. So a very happy 50th birthday to Luke Burbank and a happy birthday to myself
you.
4 days later. May the next half century be as great as the last. Also, men over 50, get your prostate-specific antigen blood test. It's a simple blood test that can lead to early detection of prostate cancer, which is treatable if you catch it in time.
What do you, Phyllis?
I think Mike had some people in his life who that affected, and
I got
get that message out there.
Can't hurt. Cannot hurt.
Yeah, you know the reason because I think Mike even said, and I kind of trimmed down that part of the message a bit, but Mike said, I know this might be outside the boundaries of Blurs Days, but if you want to say it. And do you know literally why I kept that in? Because usually I try to keep this short, as you can tell from this segment.
Yeah.
And I do like kind of remove things that aren't like kind of on Blur's Day point. But I can think of 2 examples of actually hearing things on the radio.
Yeah.
And it moving me to it was my one of my booster shots for COVID, because you know me, I got my original shots and everything.
Yeah.
But it was like a couple of I don't know how far into it we were, and I kind of knew I still hadn't gotten that last one, shot number 3 or 4 or whatever it was, and I was kind of like just ready to blow it off. And I don't know what it was, but I heard some people talking about it on the radio, just literally saying, just a reminder, go get that thing. It's not that hard and it's really important. And I literally pulled my car over in the U District, booked it, and got it later that day, and it was simple to do. And so then I think
you never know when a call to action will finally
honestly
break through.
yeah. And if this literally, if Mike's message could literally save a life, amen.
Absolutely.
It's worthy of our time, almost as worthy as me telling you what kind of birthday cake to get.
I'm almost due for my next colonoscopy, probably.
Not right. You had what was it, 3 years?
I had 3 years, but time flies.
Yeah.
It's probably been a year since that, more than a year. I mean, it might be even longer. I don't know. I drive by the colonoscopy place on my way to Home Depot, and I always think, I'll see you soon.
Give it a little toot toot.
Yeah, a little beep beep.
Julie says, I'd like to wish a very happy Blurs Day to my friend and co-worker, Rhoda. You are the best to tie...
Rhoda.
Yeah, Rhoda. You are the best tie-dye loving and bulletin board designing co-bro a girl could ask for. Work is better knowing I can always pop by for a deep
Women
dive.
can be co-bros? What's next?
Women can be anything, Luke.
Girls rock,
I was
Andrew.
trying to... what does Kimmy Schmidt say? That's right, Xandra. The monkey was a girl. Women can be anything they want. I'll try to find that for the end of the show.
Awesome.
Work is better knowing I can always pop in for a deep dive on local artists or a chat about our favorite TBTL drops. I hope this year is the best one yet. Have fun in California. Now, who did the OC theme song?
Oh, that's Phantom Planet.
Is that the OC?
California, here we come. I would say that's top tier TV theme for me.
Yeah,
First of all, I just
that's
absolutely
Phantom
love
Planet.
that song. Phantom Planet.
Don't even know
featuring Jason Schwartzman on drums.
Okay, you know who I always think of, because they did a cover of it that I liked a lot, is Rogue Wave. Did you get
I love
obsessed
that
with
Rogue
their
Wave.
cover of...
I didn't get obsessed with their cover, but I really like Rogue Wave a lot.
I think you'll like that, because if you like that song and you like Rogue Wave, I know that sometimes just because you like two things, you don't like them together. I think you'll like it.
Have you heard the Rogue Wave song Eyes?
If it might be one if you played it for me, I'd be like, oh yeah, I do know that song, but I don't.
Man, I'll tell you what. Just, I would start in the fetal position.
Oh God.
I would start out, just save everybody some time. There's no need to start the song and then slowly crumple into the fetal position. You can just be in the fetal position to begin the song, but it's just such a good song, but also just so wrenching.
I'm looking to see what the album was. That was Descended Like Vultures, and I'm trying to think if that's the one. Oh my God, did we run out of music again? No, I don't reckon. Oh yeah, no, this is the album I had. So yes, I do know that song. I just don't know it off the top of my head now, and I haven't listened to
the last train home.
I haven't listened to
Birds
it.
fly by to tell me that I'm not alone. They used that song once in a HBO promo.
Yeah.
Featuring The Sopranos. Had me bawling my eyes out.
Really?
Just like Tony Soprano, like looking at something while Rogue Wave is singing Eyes. Like talk about a weird, like, pairing of things.
Yeah.
I don't even think it was exclusively for The Sopranos. I think it was for the whole HBO lineup. Like it might have also just been some other.
That makes sense. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was like, here are the programs that were playing on HBO. But you know what I think? What they must have been doing that was pretty genius was, I think they were showing the looks that the actors were giving.
Yeah.
In the different. Now I want to find this promo. I feel like this promo was high art. You know what I mean? By itself. Like, even as a promotional device for HBO programming, it was itself a piece of art.
Well, I found it. Playing it for you, it sounds like it would just be.
You found the
song.
HBO promo?
I have. It's loading now.
Play
it says
it for me.
Rogue Wave's Eyes promo from HBO and Cinemax. But is it just going to be? Is it just going to be the song? Like, it's not going to really do us much good for you.
Just play it anyway if you don't.
Okay,
I mean, if you don't mind.
Yeah, and I can send it to you.
It is my birthday evening, though, so I have certain rights.
It looks like it begins with a shot of maybe not Sissy Spacek, the woman. I can never remember anybody's name. Never mind. Somebody's chasing somebody on a bus, like a lover saying goodbye to somebody who's leaving.
But it's not all from The Sopranos, right?
No, so far I haven't seen The Sopranos.
Tell me that I'm not alone. Well, I'm pushing myself to finish this part and handle a lot. One thing
I've seen some Marvel movies, but a lot of romantic.
Do they even? They must cut to Tony at like the very end or something. I just remember it being very.
Seeing a lot of familiar faces, but my special skill is not being able to conjure the names of any of these people that I know.
Do you think you would recognize James Gandolfini?
Yes, no, I will know
Okay.
that. Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
okay.
I just can't remember these actors' names.
washing my hands attached.
It's a long promo, too. It's a 90-second, or we're about a minute in. Jennifer Aniston, I can name that person. Halle Berry, I can name that person. Look at me.
Nice. 2 for 2.
X-Men, The Last Stand, V for Vendetta, Inside Man, Thank You for Smoking, Poseidon, Final Destinations, The Fast and the Furious, Take the Lead, Something New, The Lake House, Over the Edge,
Wow.
The Sentinel, She's the Man, ATL, United 93, The Breakup, Open Your Eyes.
I can't believe you
No
did that.
Gandolfini. They just listed
Is he
them
not
all
even
at
in
the
it?
end. Oh, wait, no, you know who it is. It's at the very
Carmella?
end. No, this was one for movies. Maybe they did the same treatment for their TV shows.
Oh, okay.
That one
Yeah, that
was
would
just
make
for
sense.
movies. But at the end, we had the Vegas baby guy, Vince Vaughn.
Oh, Vince Vaughn.
Looking at Jennifer Aniston from the TV
Oh.
show Friends. So who's an idiot now, everybody? Not me. Look at me naming people.
I can't believe you named all of those by just off the dome.
Yeah, right.
That's an
exactly.
incredible pop culture awareness. Hey, how about those Blurs days?
Oh, what? Do you have somewhere to be in the next 48 hours, Luke? Because I'm just getting started.
You know where I have to be? It was such a bad idea. Is this 5K? But what I learned is my body. You don't know how my body processes flying to Boston and back home in under 23 hours.
Yeah, you're doing
Both
this today?
Both of my sciaticas are on.
Oh,
Do you have 2
no.
sciaticas?
I don't know. I had a scion.
I have both of my scions are all the gerbils in my scions have died currently. No, but like sometimes one side of my lower back will feel a little sore if I sit too long on an airplane or in a car, but never both of them before. They are both fully activated now and uncomfortable. Just in time for me to go. I knew that this 5K was a big deal to Becca. She helps organize it.
Oh,
and
is
I've
she
never
running
been
it,
able.
or is she not running it because she's an organizer?
She's both running it and running it.
Oh, okay. Okay.
She's one of the organizers of it through her work, but she's also going to be participating. And it's always been on a Thursday, and I've always had Livewire, and we just didn't happen to have a Livewire this week. So it was like the first time that I could do it. It's part of why I flew back so quickly so I could be here for it. But what I hadn't thought of was, what is my physical body going to feel like after like 12 to 13 hours of airplane time? And it turns out it feels a little hurty. So we'll see.
And you're still full of all those beans that you were eating and everything.
I did actually eat some beans on the plane.
Yeah, and you're tired out from saying, this belongs to the Red Sox. No, what does he say?
Exactly. Mostly I'm tired from solving all of these equations at Harvard that nobody thought I could solve. Dude, okay, really, really quickly, and then we'll get back to the Blurs days.
I love what we're doing. I don't know what it is, but I love that I edit these to keep them short, and you and I are on like the 17th round of this song playing behind us.
We're also trying to, also incentivize people to listen to the Blurs Day messages because there's a lot of extra content that's in there too. This is, okay, I'm going to play this, and I'm going to hope that this kind of translates as audio. This is, I think Matt Damon is hosting SNL this week, and this is the promo for him.
Maybe if you're in a funny wig.
So let me set it up for you really quickly. This comes back to Boston and my little thing I just mentioned, my Good Will Hunting reference. So it starts off with the set of Saturday Night Live, and Sarah Sherman is looking at a kind of a chalkboard along with this other cast member whose name I don't know off the top of my head, but he's in a lot of sketches too. He's pretty new. And they're basically trying to diagram like the perfect SNL sketch, right?
Yeah.
So that's what they're looking at. And so, you can kind of imagine where this is going. Remember in Good Will Hunting when like Matt Damon is the custodian, but he also solves the impossible math problem that the professor has left on the board.
I mean, I think I don't know if I've seen it, but I know.
But you kind of are aware of that plot point, so So here you go. So they're trying to.
We've done that. God, I don't know. What if it's a commercial?
Maybe. Hey, what are you guys up to?
We're trying to figure out the perfect SNL sketch. Experts have been trying to crack this for years.
Yeah, Farrell got close once, but ultimately it drove him insane. I see. You guys are doing like a Good Will Hunting thing with the chalkboard. And you guys know that movie's like 30 years old, right?
Never seen it, dude.
Yeah, grew up in a cult and never seen a movie. Oh.
This is hopeless anyway.
Yeah, it's getting late. What do we call it?
Yeah. See you, Matt Damon.
See you guys.
So he's left alone with the chalkboard. He's looking at it. He gets out the Expo marker, starts furiously working away, writing all kinds of facts and figures and things. Now it's the next day. They come back into the room.
God.
Who did this?
Wow.
Matt Damon
Looks
walks up
like
behind him.
someone finally cracked it.
No, not even a little bit. Somebody just wrote, bisexual cigarette talk show, Black Snape is host, no guests.
Then they drew Stoner Carrot checking into a casino hospital?
Yeah.
Matt Damon, did you do this?
No.
Matt?
No, I was cleaning.
By the way, he's holding the mop upside down. He's trying to mop the floor with the top part of the mop handle.
Yeah, holding the mop upside down, buddy.
Matt Damon, I think you did it.
Nope.
Yeah, you definitely did this.
He just sort of mops
Not getting anything. You're just making marks on the ground.
He just mops his way out of the room with the mop.
That is really funny.
Pretty
that's
good, right?
That's a promo for the episode.
That's a promo for the episode.
That is really good. I'm not. First
Yeah.
of all, you and I are. This is the second television promo we've played during the Blurs days.
Wait, they did another one that has Rogue Wave under it. Let me play it for you.
But I'm kind of surprised that. First of all, I love the bit of calling a famous person by their full name. Like, okay, by Matt Damon. There's something just inherently funny about that. I think that's great. I'm glad.
Yeah, no, that did not go where I expected it to.
I knew it was going to be bad. I knew that.
Okay, I didn't.
But then the description. What is it? Some kind of a carrot checking into a casino hospital.
Yeah, Black Snape. He just wrote cigarette Black Snape.
All right, Erica says,
"Oh yeah,
I hope you guys are keeping the Blurs Day short this week because I really want to get this."
I've got news for you, Erica.
Erica says, I'd like to wish a very happy TBTL. Too bad they're late getting this to Andrew. Blur's Day to my partner and favorite 11, Justin. You are the loveliest human, and I truly hit the life lottery when I met you. Eternally glad you were born.
Cute.
Now, if you play that lottery too much, we are going to have to take you into the casino hospital.
Yes, exactly. Like a carrot.
All right, this one just came in, so I haven't pre-read this. I hope there's nothing filthy in it. Maya says to my sister Riley, also known as...
That's why we go long with the Blur's Days.
That's right.
There's more time for the new Blur's Days to come
That's right. Maya says to my sister Riley, who's also known as Auntie KK, or would you say Auntie? It depends where Maya's from, right? East Coast, Boston area, that'd be Auntie. But if you're in
I think that's
Ohio,
more of a
like
black-white
me,
thing, by the way. I don't know if that's regional as much as sort of ethnic.
My lived experience doesn't back that up.
Okay.
Because I was friends with. It's very New Englandy and very and actually like kind of I think
I don't know.
Like wealthy.
Would the
New
guy
England.
in a Celtics jersey be wrong about New England stuff? Think about it, Matt Damon.
I'd be. You know what? I will say that I was loud wrong about TV theme songs before. So I'm not saying that I'm not open to more information about it, but I will just say that the people that I think of first who are saying aunt were not black people.
Sure. I think probably where I grew up, I hadn't heard auntie except for people I knew who were black. That was more a way that I heard them saying aunt, and it jumped out at me. But I also am not going to die on the hill of that's not a thing that people of a variety of backgrounds say, depending on where you are in the country.
I think the good news is we improved this Blur's Day message to Auntie KK.
We did.
What do you think? What a wild year, says Maya. I'm proud of you for making big changes and showing up for yourself this last year. You know what to do, even when it's hard. In your new year, more joy, more rest, more renewal. I think this is going to be a good one for you. I couldn't love you more. I'm so glad you are my sister. Now let's go get a whole cake. Love you, from your sister, Maya.
Like the band?
Wait, there's a band?
Okay. You know I've been married 2 times, right?
Was I using... Disillusion is the wrong word. What is the fancy word I was trying to use? The dissolution of a marriage?
Not
disillusion. That means something else. That means like
disillusion means to kind of like lose your sort of hope about something or your belief in something, but not dissolving.
Dissolves. A marriage.
But there's some
What's the? Well, I'm just glad you don't know either, because I feel like a real idiot. It's been.
If anybody should know, it's me. I've signed a lot of paperwork to this very effect.
All right, everybody. This is the last one here, and I said that, I usually kind of keep these tight, but since you and I have introduced a lot of silliness into today's proceedings, I will allow this one from our friend Cheryl, who says, could you please wish a very happy Golden Blur's Day to the album Schubert Dip by EMF. It was released on May 7th, 1991. Here's to another unbelievable year of never having to ask when Schubert Dip came out. Wait, when did Schubert Dip come out?
Well, I mean, again, not that I am, despite all of the conversation today, I don't orient my world around my birthday very much. But it's funny that it is very close to the date that I happen to be born on. And I'm, as a joke, always asking, when did Schubert Dip come out? It should be easy for me to remember.
Yes, and now do you know why we say that? And I'm looking for the tape here. Whose joke that is? When did Schubert Dip come out?
Yes, it's Mark Proch,
exactly.
I believe, trying to remember something. Is it as part of one of his, is it K. Strauss Yo-Yo Man?
It is K. Strauss Yo-Yo Man, and it's a whole thing. I'm not going to play this whole thing, but it's like...
champion on Hometown
That's
this morning
right.
today.
Kate Strass, good morning. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you. How are you? Good. And you go around to schools with yo-yos and show demonstrations, and you have a
Maybe I am just going to play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Why not?
I go around.
There's no saving
I've been teaching kids about...
oh, that's right. One of his bits, too. So this is really something that was on local TV. This guy who is now an actor that you've seen in things like Better Call Saul and whatnot, was a comedian who would weasel his way onto real TV morning shows and say that he was like a yo-yo master who used it to educate kids, but he's terrible at it. He's absolutely terrible, and he's terrible at being on TV. And what I love the meta joke of him just destroying his lapel mic and just like making this terrible noise. I think you even in this one hear like that thing that happens when you put a cell phone too close to a microphone. You know that sound,
that kind
Luke.
I know that sound well.
About the environment.
Actually, I've only been in one school so far, and I'll be honest, it didn't go so hot. In fact, it was literally a major disaster.
Oh no!
Because basically the kids didn't like my stories, and it's no surprise because they were running around most of the time. And I'm sorry, I think there's something to be said about how kids are brought up these days. And I come from a home that believed in spanking.
How about you show us some yo-yo demonstrations? I mean, you are the yo-yo champ. You brought a yo-yo with you, right?
See, you have the up and down.
Okay.
Okay, pretty basic.
And then...
Oh,
you're right?
Yeah. Okay, let's see it.
How long have you been practicing yo-yo?
Since, oh God,
Since you were younger?
When did Schubert Dip come out?
That's EMF Unbelievable, right? Was on Schubert Tip, right?
Yes, unbelievable.
Ow! I was thinking, we're done with the Blurs days. Okay, so
yeah, we are. We saved
I was
Schubert Tip
thinking,
for last.
I know this is so not in the digital kind of stream of stuff that pops up on your phone, but for some reason, when I'm looking at TikTok for too long, it'll veer sometimes into just like competitive eating. A lot of people, not like the Coney Island contest, right? But just like people that can eat a lot of food quickly that are kind of going around as sort of like almost like a samurais of extreme eating. So they'll just show up anywhere in America that has some sort of a like, here's the 72-ounce cowboy steak that nobody can eat.
Yeah.
Or here's the burrito challenge. And it's just like an insanely large, burrito or whatever. And it's basically like they'll kind of show up with if they're, have enough going on, maybe they'll have a guy with a camera. Sometimes it's just them and a tripod and, their cell phone camera. But because I've allowed this content to happen on my feed, I get more of it. And it's just funny because I thought it would be a K-Strauss type of guy who goes around, but he can only eat about 3 bites of anything.
Yes, but makes a big deal about walking through the door.
Does the whole setup, and he's got the, real kind of like, a lot of times they wear gloves, like they wear latex gloves because they're eating the food so aggressively that like they just mash it. Let's say there's a lot of French fries. They're balling the French fries up into balls because it's more efficient. So you go in, you've got your camera, your tripod, you've got your T-shirt that's like says beard meets food. That's a guy that I follow. Or like Raina is crazy. That's another person I see on there. You go in with all of the kind of trappings of being one of these competitive eaters, but you have the most bird-like appetite.
Good. That's so good. You take the 3 bites, you're just like, I can't. God, I just can't. You got me.
How much time left?
You got
How much time left?
How much time left?
You're 30 seconds in, you've eaten 4 French fries, and you're asking, how much time left?
They broke me. They broke me.
Yeah.
I love that idea. Okay. Do it. You have access to TV
my
cameras.
next act. You know what? Yeah. The back half of my 50s, Andrew, are going to be all about my improv comedy and playing out at various locations. So, okay, that's going to do it for today's episode of TBTL, but we are going to be back here tomorrow. The idea that we do another show tomorrow after today's show is obviously laughable. It's actually comical. Like, there's nothing under the sun that we have yet to discuss. But I guess we'll try again tomorrow, so please join us for that. In the meantime, have a great Thursday. Take care of yourselves, and please remember, no mountain too tall.
And good luck to all.
I don't actually have a cell phone.
You don't have a cell phone?
Well, I had a cell phone, Zan, Obs, but I lost it at the zoo. A monkey took it, and she wouldn't give it back. Yeah, Zan, the monkey was a woman. Women can be anything these days.
Power out.